crazy, crazy week. So like, I'm just excited to talk with you ladies, like as usual, but you know.
Yes. Yeah, too. But now see, it's different because we always have you on couples and karaoke, but now we have you on Genius.
Yeah.
Hi, beautiful. Look at you. Face beat to the god.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, the hair is looking fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I love it.
Thank you.
We gotta uplift our beautiful queens.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
I love your God is dope. Yes.
All the time. All the time, you know.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So guys, I'm sorry. I was just getting a little settled here. It's been a little crazy week, a little busy, all of the above. So guys, thank you so much. So we're just gonna have everybody just keep coming in, and those who are in the building, we thank you so much for tuning in to our Genius, of course, every Thursday Indie Talks. Okay, where it's nothing but good one-to-one conversations and fun, and just giving it real with our lovely artists that come on. And today we have BK Finest in the building. I love her since the first time Brittany introduced me, and I've been a fan ever since. The beautiful, talented, multi-everything.
She does everything.
Lynda Starr.
Thank you.
Literally, her resume is like
it goes on and
on.
on.
And it's not that you wouldn't think that anybody does, but Lynda does it.
She does it. And then guess what? It's all music. It's all everything that caters to her passion. You can tell. Lynda, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, we listen, you have been a number one supporter. We have been through couples karaoke, just hearing you sing and just everything, the EP, and oh man, just wonderful talent you are.
Thank you.
Listen, so let's get this party started. You know what I'm saying? So Lynda, definitely just talk to us. You know, I know this is a little general, and usually I don't start this way. You know, I like to give, very in-depth questions, but I really want our audience to know who Lynda Starr is, because the name is unique as well in itself. So I need them to know who Miss Starr is.
So Lynda Starr is a soulful, powerful woman of God, who creates music for people all across the world, wherever you're from, whether you're young or you're old, to feel and to heal from. So that's who Lynda Starr is. And Lynda Starr embodies empowerment, embodies love, embodies grace. So that's what Lynda Starr is all about.
Yes, I love it. Oh my gosh.
No. So I was gonna say, so you've been singing since the tender age of 3.
Yes.
You knew you wanted to do this for so long. I know you said you went to school for music. You've done vocal classes. You're actually a vocal coach.
Yes.
And you also do theme songs. So how did you get? Because I know you did the theme song for Seriously Podcast. That's how I actually met you.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And then I remember she performed at a concert. It was like a benefit concert, and I ended up taking pictures of her. I was like, "Do you want to go to the?" She was like, "Go ahead."
Yes.
And then that's how we started. Like, we got to know each other from there. And then I took pictures of her again at Circle of Sisters. But how did you get into doing songs for the theme songs? Like, how did you get into that?
Honestly, yes. Like, shout out to Seriously Podcast, because I don't know. Like, I remember listening to it, for like all the different web shows, and I was just like, and I remember, talking with Brittany and Mary, and I was just like, do you guys need a theme song? Like, it literally just like came to me, because when I grew up listening to like, not only do like R&B and hip hop, but I watched a lot of television. So like Sister, Moesha, which I still watch now.
Yeah.
So like those shows, they had like, very memorable, like dope theme songs. And of course, like the Proud Family too. So it's just like, even
though the songs,
right?
Yeah.
You watch or sing.
Yeah, so it's just like that, that idea of like having, like a really good introduction before your show, like that was another like passion of mine that I didn't even realize was there until, I took that initiative. I was like, do you guys need it? And they were like, yeah. And then I did it, and then literally like the rest is history. And I also joined Fiverr, and it was crazy because when I joined Fiverr, I didn't know like what I wanted to do on that platform. I was like, should I give lessons on that platform? But I was like, nah. And then I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I'll just like, I write theme songs, boom. And then lo and behold, people were just like, oh yeah, like I want to do your I need a theme song for this and that. And no, shout out to
that. Look at that. Look at
yeah.
God.
Amazing.
Unlocking hidden talents that you didn't even know.
Right. And
that's what they say. You gotta have how many sources of income and multiple streams of income. Listen, and then on top of that, you're utilizing the gifts that God bless you with to be able to bless someone else.
Sometimes you don't even know that you have that gift.
Yes,
definitely. We're gonna start preaching tonight. What's going on? Yeah. Matter of fact, my pastor is in here. Hey, pastor. So, Lynda, man, so I just want to kind of piggyback on what Danielle was basically talking about. Your multiple hats: singer, songwriter, vocalist, trainer. I mean, you do radio as well.
Yeah.
How do you find balance, especially in, I guess, like, in this career, this field, because, we consume so much time, especially as a creative, in our art and our craft. So how do you find your balance and then keep your sanity for self?
So I keep my balance through like prioritization. So setting priorities is like huge for me. And then also the way that I pretty much keep my sanity like while juggling all these different things is my faith, and like really like taking those moments to like be still and be centered, like especially now like during this time of like quarantine and everything, like my relationship with God is number one, like first and foremost, because without him, I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have this gift that, he's bestowed into me. So it's just like literally having that faith, like has carried me through so many different trials and tribulations and just different situations. So that's literally what keeps me grounded.
Listen, I'm for it, definitely. Yeah. So speaking of this, because you mentioned about quarantine. So how has quarantine basically helped you? With, I guess, like the thought process of how you're putting out your creative works and your music, and if it had any effect on you or your works that you put out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Quarantine has affected me tremendously, in a lot of different ways. Most notably especially with the way now that we have more downtime, I've literally have more time to like reflect and like journal. So I've been journaling a lot, because I've been meaning to do that like beforehand, but it's literally like once everything stopped, it was like, okay, like now you have all this time to listen to music more, to reflect. I'm actually taking a songwriting workshop now that I actually took in 2015, and it's interesting because like we're talking about different skills and different ways to convey an idea in a song and like really tell that story. So it's like that's literally like what I've been putting my time into. But as far as like putting out my music, I released an EP in May, and even before quarantine, I already had that. I already set that intention to release it in May. But what was crazy was I wasn't I hadn't been in the studio since February. And I told myself, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come back in March. We're gonna like, put the finishing touches and everything.
On came around and just said, you ain't
like,
going
no, ma'am.
Yeah. You ain't doing it, sis.
No, ma'am.
Yes. I was like, oh man. And then, but I could have stayed in that place of like discouragement and like, fear and doubt. And you know what, maybe I'll just wait until next year to put it out, or maybe I'll just wait until, the fall. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out. I was like, I know my engineer's probably gonna be mad at me, but I was like, you know what? The people need to hear it. And I also wanted to plan for like like an actual like release party, but because of COVID, I had like a virtual one.
Yes, which was dope because I was there.
Thank you. Yes, like, and I honestly, like, I was so nervous about that because I was like, are people gonna come like on time, and like, how's the sound gonna go? But thankfully, like, with my little setup, like, I did like a sound check. I remember calling my friend, like, yo, like, can you make sure like I sound decent? And she's like, yeah, yeah. Like, it was so much going on behind the scenes, but by the grace of God, like, everything just worked out.
Listen, sometimes it takes that, like, you just, and then on top, how many times I think about verses when every time Timberland and Swiss talk about the after effect, like, hey, you guys got the notes, you gotta do the check and everything, and
because they don't use the stuff that they send, and you can tell who uses it.
You can tell who don't. But let me tell you, I had got on, I know when you did your virtual EP release, I got on and I got off because I was trying to, like, show my face in everybody's stream. And it was just wonderful. Like, just, you can tell you really took the time and the consideration of making sure that your sound came through, just, just being clear, the clarity of everything, your setup. And it was wonderful, and it was good to see. And I love seeing certain things like that when artists really, dive into, like, just because, yes, I get it, it's the pandemic and we're getting our ID live, but the show don't stop. Like, you're still, gotta represent. You know what I'm saying? You still definitely gotta hustle because you don't know who's watching.
Right.
Sure. We don't know. You never know who's watching.
Right.
So, Lynda, I mean, just wonderful. So, you want to go into yours?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just want to go into, like, as far as, I know you said that you're taking like a songwriting like a workshop, but I want to go, what is like the whole process as far as like what inspires you when you do write your music? Like, what's the vibe? Like,
you lock yourself reading my mind because that was gonna be my next question.
Do you like lock yourself in like for a couple of days? Like, what's the vibe?
Literally, like, life inspires me. Like, and I know it's so crazy to say, but literally, like, and that's why I watch a lot of shows too, because, for example, like my guilty pleasure now is Married at First Sight. And and because right now, like, I'm not in a relationship, like, I can, like, just watching like people like get to know each other and like really like fall in love and like be committed. There's a lot of things I can pull from that, but then also I'm also inspired by like just like what I went through like in my past. So like I've written a lot of songs like in retrospect, which a lot of the songs on the EP came from because I needed like that time to heal and everything. So it's like and literally inspiration could be drawn from anywhere. Like I would literally be in the shower like listening to my Discover Weekly, Spotify playlist, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I like that melody, and I'm like da, 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 and then just like it's the idea just comes. Yeah, but I also meditate too, just to like get my mind in that that state of stillness, because literally my mind would be racing like 1,000 thoughts a second, and literally once I meditate, I just stop, and then literally it's like time just goes by so like slowly, and it's a beautiful feeling.
Yes. So speaking of your EP, so of course, guys, Recovery and Discovery. Guys, go stream it, go purchase it. I mean, it's a short EP, but it's a powerful message, songs, like just
it's about like it's kind of like you loving yourself. Like like this is song you were talking about. Like if you can't love me, I can't love I can't love myself.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, well, if I can't love me, sorry, I said backwards. If I can't love me, then how can I love somebody else?
Yeah.
Like I love that the EP is a very like it's positive, and it's a self-loving EP.
So I personally love Better Than You.
Yes.
And I think that's amazing track. I want you just tell us like the process and the time, because you just gave us a little bit like how you really come to put the piece together, the songwriting. When you're putting together the EP, like what would you say would be like your best process in saying, okay, this is the correct music, this is everything that I literally need to come through the speakers for everybody to hear. Like I like talk about that, like your arrangement, the just picking out the songs and all the above.
Yeah, definitely. So I reached out to one of my good friends. His name is Chris Hunt. So shout out to Music. So he produced the entire project, but I remember just reaching out to him and saying like, look, like we've been meaning to work on another project. He produced my debut single, like my first single ever, called "Save Us."
Yes.
Back in
gonna save us.
Yes. Yeah, so he produced that, and I was just like, look, like we need to do like a project, and I was just like, okay, and I didn't know what it was gonna be yet, but I was like, I just send me whatever songs you got, like send me the tracks, and I'll sit with them and reflect and go from there. And literally, and this happened. I think he sent the tracks in like 2019. Yeah, it was around like 2019. But I got out of a relationship in 2018. So during like that time frame, like it was I was in a very vulnerable place, and like it was literally a time for me to just literally heal. Like that was like the pivotal moment for me, like where I got closer to God, because I was praying literally every day, like, God, like get me through this, please. Like I know, like whatever I was going through, I know it wasn't in vain. Like I know, like whatever I went through, I can help somebody else. So like literally give me that wisdom, give me that knowledge, give me, those words in order for me to like help others. So while I was living in Jersey, I listened to the tracks, and it was just like a story. I was just literally pouring out my heart, like especially with Better Than You, it was just like, I know you've been waiting, anticipating, for that time when you'll meet the right one. Like I was literally like talking to myself essentially. But there was a song called Ready by Victoria Monet, because during that time I was also listening to Victoria Monet a lot. So yeah, so she has a song called Ready, and it's like an empowerment song too. So I was just like, you know what? I was like, let me write my own version of that, and that's how Better Than You came along.
Oh man, I love that. I love it. So I actually want to go back a little bit, because you talked about Save Us, and you gave a little snippet of it, and the video. Now I know that was back like 2018, the video release, things of that nature, and I think this track was so perfect because of the time frame in which everything is going on and how it's played out, basically.
Right.
I definitely want you to talk about, because I know the producer, I might torture the name, Enough Music. Okay.
Oh, Etna
Music. Okay. So I want you to talk about, your guys collaborating for that track, and what made you focus on those lyrics in that song, and for it now to be like the most perfect track for his timing.
Yeah. So I actually wrote Save Us, a little fun fact, in 2014.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that was around the time where the girls in Boko Haram, Nigeria, were kidnapped. Remember watching the news, and there was one night where I was sleeping, and like I literally I couldn't sleep because it was so heavy on my mind. And I just remember hearing like a woman's voice, like she was like shouting, she was yelling, and like she was like saying all these different words. And I literally jumped out of my bed and like grabbed like my pen and paper and just like started writing down everything that she said. And just like it just felt like a whole out of body experience, because like even the melody like came like at the same time. Like I love like when my songwriting process, like when the lyrics and melody come together, like that is like the most essential like feeling, instead of like either or. But anyway, so yeah, so I just wrote down all the words, and I literally like started crying, because it was like, I don't know who this woman was, but she was going through all these things. So this was like her testimony. So I was just like, okay, let me just put it into words. And then back then I was using GarageBand, so I had like a little like skeleton beat. I had a skeleton beat, but then I was just like, and then I remember seeing Chris, the producer. I remember I kept seeing him like everywhere when we actually used to go places, right? So like Barnes and Nobles, I would see him. I would see him at events. And I'm like, all right, look, I got this track, right? I need you to help me build it around, like build around the track. Please do something. And he got his like friend who was a guitarist to play the guitar on the beat, and yeah, it just came together, and I loved it. He took it to a better level than it was originally with like the skeleton beat, but yeah, the words, like that's literally where the words came from. Just a dream where a woman was like talking, and it's so interesting how those lyrics, those specific lyrics, like they resonate more now than they did when I first wrote it. So it's like it really, you know, is really a testament to, you know, like how music, you have to write music that reflects the times, like, you know, Nina Simone says. And
that
yeah,
literally reflects what's going on today.
Yeah.
And I've always talked to artists because, you know, it's something about the purity, especially when you're songwriting, and when you write something, it could have been years. You know, when you did it and whatever the deal is, and then it's just like that perfect moment. It's like that moment that it will stand out the most, and probably just like you said, just resonate with everyone now because of everything that's taking place. You know?
With George Floyd and Jacob Blake, like it's like we're living in a time of like civil unrest, literally. And it's just like now is the time to literally amplify your voice, use whatever gifts and talents that you have to like tell your story, because not a lot of our stories are being told, and whatever's being portrayed in the media is like
misconstrued.
Be misconstrued. You know, like officers are, you know, being on paid leave and not getting arrested, and it's like it's that love and that rage that like turns into like speaking our truth, because we're tired, we're so frustrated with, you know, this ongoing cycle.
And arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
Yes.
Just put that in there. But
no, so I wanted to go back into recovery discovery. So describe what is the meaning behind recovery discovery to you as a project?
Yeah, so it's literally just the duality of healing. So recovery is like once you experience like that pain and like that hurt, that's like the first stage, like like literally like that physical healing, that emotional healing, right? And I actually had like an experience that was like parallel to that breakup, but because with the breakup is more like emotional, but then with in terms of the physical, I actually tore my ACL, so I had to do surgery, and I literally had to be on bed rest for like probably like 4 to 6 weeks. Wow. So I literally had that like I literally had all that time to recover and really like find out different things about myself. So the discovery aspect is like discovering those layers, like not like there were times where I was frustrated with myself because I wasn't recovering fast enough, and there were things that I wanted to do, but within that discovery, like I discovered different layers of myself, different parts of myself that I would not have discovered otherwise. So it's like it's just different dimensions to myself. Like, yes, you know, I'm naturally a lover, I'm a nurturer, but I'm strong. Like I set boundaries for myself. It's like if I feel I'm in a situation that like it like jeopardizes my well-being and my sanity, like I don't deserve it. And you know, so just having those two elements of healing, like that's literally what recovery and discovery is about.
So in this journey in your music career, I want you to talk about, you know, if there was any encounters of your positive, negative in your walk and so far in, you know, because the music industry can be
janky.
Very.
So, I mean, as an indie artist, just talk about, you know, what you feel has been like the pros and cons of what you basically like, you know, people you encountered or other artists you encountered or just music itself and what you're, you know, you developing as an artist.
Well, I feel like I can honestly say like some of the pros and cons, just of being like an independent artist, like some of the pros would be literally making your own money, like doing things on your own without having to, you know, like report to report to anybody. Like it's literally fluid. Like if you want to put out something tomorrow, you can just do that. Or, you know, if you like have a different, like whatever your authentic vision is, like you can have that fully and not have anybody else's opinions like infiltrate that. Because I know, especially with like, you know, just like hearing like different stories about like major artists, it's like, you know, they really couldn't be themselves like on specific projects, and you know, once they got independent, it was like they had all that creative freedom,
all the freedom in the
yeah.
world.
So
Yeah,
that's definitely a pro, like having that freedom. But I would say like the cons is like, you know, literally like everything that I'm doing, like I'm paying out of pocket. Like I have a video shoot coming up in like the next couple of weeks. So I'm like budgeting for that and like, you know, hiring like the makeup people and all that stuff. So it's, you know, it's a labor of love, but you know, if I feel like everybody's put on this earth to do something, and like if you're meant to do it, like they will, like the funds will come, like the people will come. I think another con too would be like support, because a lot of times people just like, oh yeah, you're doing your little singing thing, you're doing
Little
you're
singing
doing little
thing.
stuff.
Little singing thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, people are like, oh yeah, like you doing, I see you doing your little singing thing. I'm like, it's not just a little singing thing, this is my career,
this is
like
my life.
Yeah, and like I literally,
yeah, it's okay.
yeah, and it's like I even like took vocal therapy, and one of the questions they were asking me was like, "Are you doing this like as your livelihood?" And I said yes. Like I checked that completely because I'm like, yeah, because they were like, okay, if you're gonna be, you know, doing vocal therapy, you have to be very like cognizant of how you use your voice, because it's an instrument. So literally it's just, yeah, that's one of like the challenges too, of just like understanding like this is a profession, I am a professional singer songwriter, and you know, I carry myself that way. I, you know, I started singing at like weddings and funerals when I was like 12, 13. So yeah.
Oh man. So with that being said, what motivates you to keep going? Because you know, there are always going to be some hurdles. So we, you know, it's not always sunshine, lollipops, and everything.
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated just to keep pushing for it?
Honestly, my faith in God. Like that's literally the main thing that's been keeping me going. Also, just like that belief in myself. I had to do a lot of inner work to realize, you know, what defines my worth, what defines my value, because a lot of times I let other people decide that for me. Like, oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. And there were so many different like paths I could have taken. Like, but I realized that it didn't feel authentic to me. So it's like the most important thing for me is just to stay true to myself, stay true to what I believe in. Even if, you know, other paths may, you know, quote unquote, make more money, like that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna make me happy. So I literally strive to do what makes me happy, what, you know, what really gives me joy, and like what gives me that fulfillment.
Yeah, no. So I wanted to, you have a song.
We just captured by what you just said. So
thank you.
Cause like I had to like take a minute, like
yeah, like
I want to talk about, you have a song called Team. So describe your perfect musical team.
Whew, yes, my perfect musical team. I love that question.
Who would be on it?
Who would be on it? I mean, you mean like specific people, or just like, because I just need overall like positive people, like people who, you know, are innovative. Like we challenge each other. Like, you know, like from the producer to the engineers to my like my future manager, like literally like, and people who are also consistent too, and like who stand by their word. Like if they're gonna say they're gonna do something, they're gonna follow through. They are gonna follow through. I don't ever have to doubt or question or, you know, wonder if they're gonna do something. If they say they're gonna do something, they're gonna do it. And and even before I have that team, it's like I have to have those qualities within myself. Like I gotta stay consistent. I gotta like, you know, stand by my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Even if it's days I don't feel like doing it, like I have to do it because it's already put out into the universe. So no matter what, no matter how I feel, I just have to keep going. So I would love to have, you know, that musical team that, you know, shares those same values. And I know there's one thing that they always say is like, if you're the smartest in the room, you're in the wrong room. So like I would love for like to have a team of people who, you know, who've done a lot more than me, and like could just help me grow and like and prosper, but like together. Like it's a team effort.
Who's it? Okay, we're back. There we go.
Okay, we can hear now.
Yeah. You know, it's a team effort. So it's just like, you know, I'm looking for people like who I can grow with and prosper like together. Like, and also who can greatly communicate and have like that trust. Like that's definitely important.
Any specific people?
Um let's see.
Like producer wise?
Oh, producer wise. So like future. I would love to like work with K Tronada. He's a really dope dude. Yeah, he's done a lot of work. Yeah, he's dope. Let's see. My team. What other producer? I know there's so many that like could probably come into my head now. I would love to work with let's see, Mike Will made it too. Ooh. Yeah, cause you know, cause like I write like all these different like love and like, you know, these very like mushy songs, but sometimes like I need like
you want to switch it up.
That like that like, bad chick, you know.
Even with songwriting, I was like, I can see like you know, something with Miguel or
Miguel. You know, oh yes, or her.
Oh, Neo. That's
Neo. I would love for Neo to be in my team. He is like my ultimate, like one of my favorite songwriters of all time. Like working with Neo would be incredible. Yes. I'm just be
Yo, look out for Lynda Starr.
Yes.
Look out for her. She's coming.
We're gonna make this clip and it's
right. Yes. And we're gonna put Neo in it.
Okay? Yes. Also, Masego's dope. I'd love to work with him. Sir.
Yes. I love Sir. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sir, amazing. All right, so now we talked about artists that you would love to work with one day. Now, I want you to give your best encouragement to up-and-coming artists or artists that are looking to follow the path to say, hey, this is something I definitely want to do, who dreamed just as much as you dreamed and then put it to reality, and I want to put it to reality. What advice or encouragement, I want to say advice, encouragement that you would be able to provide to them so they can level up?
I would definitely say stand in your truth and know your truth and know who you are, because in this industry, like they will try to like mold you and like try to shape you into what they think is like marketable, what they think is, you know, on trend or like, you know, popping. But it's like, if
right now movement.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is hot right now, like, you know, all the kids or whatever. But it's like, you know, do you want a career or do you want a gimmick? Like, you know, you just
like
you just gotta, you know, and it all comes down to authenticity. Like literally remaining true to yourself, humbling yourself, and like literally just like walking in your purpose, knowing what your purpose is, why you were put on this earth to create, what you were put on this earth to create, and just know, yeah, literally knowing your why. Like that'll literally get you anywhere.
So, like, how do you stay focused and not try to, I guess, go towards what's trending? Like, oh, well, they're doing this. Maybe I can try this.
Or do you have like a mixture of
yeah,
both?
I would say like and this is, and I'm even telling myself this too. Just like have like a like try to find like a happy medium between like relevancy and authenticity. Like okay, if there's like certain things that you like certain trends that you notice, because I know like sonically there's like different melodic patterns that I notice is like very like apparent in music, especially like what's on the radio. But then instead of like just like mirroring that completely, like put your own element into it, put your own like and flair into it, so that way it's not like you're trying to like be like all these other people, but it's like you're bringing your own light, you're bringing your own essence into, you know, that realm. So it's like you're staying true to yourself, like this is your sound, but in order to remain relevant, it's like, you know, just so people can like, you know, have their ears tuned in, it's like you have that, you know, just like that dash of relevancy, just to like show people like, okay, I know what this is, like I know what's happening, but this is what I'm doing. So there's a little bit of that, you know, underneath, but this is what you're getting me authentically.
That was perfect. That was perfect. So, listen, Lynda, I don't even know. I don't. I'm questioning out. I don't even know where to go.
Well, I have one more question, but
okay,
you got
no. So my question is, do you ever like? I know, like, you know, you get inspired with your music as far as like past like relationships. I know you were saying like you had like a breakup and then you were like doing a whole bunch of writing. And as like successful as this EP is, do you ever look back and think like, damn, I just want to say thank you for putting me what you put me through, because without you,
all the time,
all the
time, all the time. You know what? And that's the beauty of healing too. It's like you're not in that place anymore where it's just like, oh, why did he do this to me? Why, you know, why did this happen? Like, I know this is something that Oprah says a lot, but she's like, instead of realizing why this happened to me, you have to realize what is this teaching me. So it's like when you get to that place of like healing, like that's where you literally like find your like, you know, your purpose too, like, and that's where you're able to grow from whatever situation you're in, whether it's a crazy roommate, which I've had, you know, like toxic people, like you don't stay in that place of like, oh, like of like, you know, of despair and, you know, of dreariness. Is just like, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? Not only about that person or those people, but about myself. What can I learn from this? What boundaries can I set, you know, the next time moving forward? Like, you know, like now that I know that if, you know, there's specific signs that I would notice in a relationship, if the guy is like saying certain things like, oh, you shouldn't be wearing this, or, you know, like hiding like, you know, like jealousy under like the backdrop of like jokes. It's like, wait a minute, like hold up, let me stop you there.
Like the real you about to sneak up in a second.
Yeah, like let me set some boundaries real quick. But literally, like that's what recovery and discovery was all about too. Is just like recognizing like what happened, but then, and even like the way that I like put the songs together. Like the first song is, you know, Better Than You. Like initially, like know your worth. That's literally what I wanted to say. And then, you know, with Team, it's like, okay, this is how it all started. Like this is how we fell in love. Like this is how, you know, I was able to be, you know, enamored by this new love and this new feeling of like waking up next to someone who like adored me and cherished me. But then, you know, like later on in the relationship, I realized there were certain signs, there were certain elements that didn't like, you know, didn't really like mesh with my spirit really well. So, you know, I'm better off without that. I can, you know, all of that, you can keep that. I'm better off without it. And then, you know, legacy, realizing like, okay, moving forward, what legacy do I want to leave with, you know, within my next relationship, within, you know, my future endeavors. It's like, what legacy do I want to leave, and like, what do I expect in that new, you know, in that new bond, and like getting to know someone else. It's like, you know, what are those new feelings that I want to have? Like, how do I want to laugh? How do I want to feel? Like, how do I want to love? So that's literally what what encompasses recovery and discovery, and just my whole way of living.
I got what's so, you know, with all that being said, and this, you know, you talked about the profoundness and finding you. What should we expect with the next EP or project that you put out? Is it going to be now that I found me, like, you know, I'm ready for love, or I'm just, I don't know, or I'm this journey, or just what you thinking? Give us a little something.
So I would honestly say like the next project it's gonna be a lot bolder, and a lot more like defying, like, okay, like this, knowing what I want, like I am gonna like lay down the line, like, look, this is what I want. If you're not with it, keep moving. Or, you know, I might write about like some, you know, maybe some entanglements.
Remember you did the entanglements, and then August Alsina, he
reposted you.
Yeah, that was, oh my gosh, like that was so crazy.
August, you up for little entanglements?
Well, I'm talking about more musically.
Musically, yeah.
Professionally.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so it's just like, I just feel like, yeah, the next project is gonna be a lot more cocky, I would say. A lot more cocky.
Okay, yes.
Partition.
Feeling yourself.
Cocky. Partition cocky.
Maybe, you know, but I would also say like I'm definitely gonna challenge myself more like with the next project with in terms of concepts too, and just like really thinking outside the box, like finding different ways to write about love, like, and even just like just love for self too, and just like just realize like I'm good on my own, but if you're gonna step to me, this is what you gotta do.
You gotta come correct.
Yeah, you gotta come correct. Exactly. You could have it. Yeah, have your checks in line. You know what you want. You know, just you set those goals for yourself. And you know, I like a man with ambition. I like, you know, a man with consistency who knows what he wants. When a man knows what he wants, that's golden. So it's just, yeah, so that next project is this was just like the beginning stage, like, okay, I've healed, like this was me healing, but the next project is like, all right, I'm here, so what you got? What you want?
What you got? Last question, what is the legacy you want to leave behind when it comes to, after you won all your accolades, you got all these Grammys, all these Soul Train Awards, yes, Image Awards, NCAA Awards, NCAAP Awards.
I know what you meant.
What legacy do you want to leave behind?
I want to leave a legacy of love, truth, and well-being, and also a legacy of being fearless and just knowing myself fully. I think that's a legacy that I want to leave, not only like for myself, but like for my children, like knowing that I was able to however long I'm on this earth, I was able to create something that would live beyond me, and people will still resonate with, and people will still feel and heal from, you know, like decades and centuries to come.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. Whoa, Lynda, we thank you deeply from the bottom of our hearts for joining us. This has been a long-awaited interview.
Yes.
Yes. I was like, oh, this is gonna be such a beautiful conversation.
I was like, I can't wait. It's just, you know, I love everything about you. I guess you from inside and out. So thank you so much for really gracing us with those words. You said a lot of important messages and Jeff and gems that should be able to resonate with artists that are listening or who will see this. And that legacy just keep on going. You are going to build it. You're walking in it. So keep pushing.
Don't ever stop.
Yes.
So let the people know where they can find you and all that, because we're gonna put so you go ahead and tell them just in case they want to get on their phones and jump on whatever now, whatever the deal is, and that way, and then we're gonna tag it as well in our comment section. So
perfect. Yeah, so you guys can follow me at Lynda Starr Music. So that's LYNDASTARR Music. My debut EP, Recovery and Discovery, is out right now on all streaming platforms.
Right now.
You know, Amazon Music, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Apple Music, also Bandcamp. I would love if you guys could support me directly. And go to I'm gonna put the website, but lindastarmusic.bandcamp.com to support.
Definitely, we'll go and
Bandcamp.
Definitely Bandcamp. We'll definitely go on that one.
Yes.
And she's on YouTube.
YouTube, please.
Yes. YouTube.com/Lynda Starr. I am gonna be posting a lot more content. Also stay tuned for like my I'm on TikTok too. So yeah. I have some ideas in my head.
Listen, and if even if it's not the music on, if you need a vocal coach or you need theme song, and she's all the way around. You know,
and I have a natural hair blog. So
she does have a hair blog.
Yeah.
Oh yes. How did we forget about that? Yes, the natural hair blog. And then on top of that, the radio.
Yes.
The radio.
Stationhead. Yes. So I'm on Stationhead every Wednesday at 6 p.m. for Wind Down Wednesdays. So I play my favorite artists from from everything from Afrobeats to hip hop to R&B, just everything. Even a little bit of country now, because I'm listening to some country too.
Listen, see, I had a problem with it, but you know what?
I'm telling you,
I'll get into it a little.
Give me some recommendations. You gotta give us some recommendations.
Tell me what I need to listen to so that way I can kind of like get my feet wet, you know.
Listen, for me, the Dixie Chicks.
Chicks,
yeah.
You know, it's funny. My grandma, she loves Dolly Parton.
Dolly, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Dolly Parton. She done written some hits too.
Yes.
And I don't listen to it.
What's her name? Miranda.
Leanne Rhymes.
Yes, Leanne Rhymes. Is it Miranda Lambert?
Miranda, yes, Miranda. Yes. Blake Shelton too.
Check this out.
Wait. Who's gonna key into his car? Oh my God, who's that?
Is that Carrie Underwood?
Never see.
I think that's Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Yes. Yeah. I think you were like if you Carrie Underwood first. And then work your way back, because Miranda Lambert and then like Dolly Parton, they're a little bit.
I mean, because the most I've
start with Carrie.
Start with
Carrie, and maybe early Taylor Swift, and then
you don't have to embarrass us.
Yeah, but there's there's a lot. There's Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, Shania Twain.
Shania Twain.
I know she does have one song that I do like.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. See, we gave you some, but start with Carrie first. Carrie Underwood, she's a little bit more modern country.
Yeah.
Going into so she can ease you on into it.
Drum roll, please.
Sam Hunt, Body Like a Back Road. That song has a lot of like hip hop elements too, but it's a bop. It's definitely a bop.
Got it. Somebody said Kenny Rogers. Yes.
Kenny Rogers. Oh yeah, okay.
Yes. Yeah, rest in peace to Kenny
packet.
Rogers.
All right, I'll open it up.
I'll give y'all a review. But Lynda, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
and thank you for the recommendations. My sister here gonna definitely listen to some country.
I'll tell you about it Monday.
All right.
and she also does on what's the app on Station Head? You do like the little verses. Because I remember I came on and you go like DMX and Snoop. So she does like the verses before they actually do the verses.
Yes.
She'll have her own verses on Station Head.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right now. Well, Lynda, thank you so much once again for just being here with us and giving us all of every hat and every little thing that you do and just sharing it with our audience. And we just appreciate you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much, ladies. You already know I love you guys. You know, thank you so much for your support, especially this time. Like, y'all have been literally like riding for me like heavy. So
always posting, always on your lives and stuff.
Got to be. Definitely. We listen. What the day is that we got. We definitely be supportive.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So
we want you to crowns. Yep.
Oh yes, definitely. And we're gonna let you know when we have some more virtual open mics coming up. We got a lot of stuff planned.
Yeah, Lynda's always in the virtual. She's always in the virtual.
We got some things planned. Don't worry. I need Miss Starr present.
Yes.
But thank you, Lynda, so much, and you enjoy the rest of your evening, beautiful.
Thank you. You as well.
Looking like you're going on a date.
Yes,
I know. Right?
Have a good evening.
Hey, bye.
See ya.
All right.
That's so amazing. I love Lynda. Yeah, I love all our guests that come on there because they just, I think that this is I'm not just boasting because it's Genius platform.
Boast. What you humble. You can be humble, but brag a little.
I just love this because it's just the one-to-one, just the down to earth, just really digging in their music life and just really giving it, because there are artists that are trying to say, because even with like I come across a lot of people that say, I don't know how to do this or I want to get into this, but I don't know who to connect with. I'm like, listen, come on over, let's talk. Check out the videos, let's talk, let's give you encouragement. I might not know everything, but I do know people that will be able to answer some of the questions that I can't answer. But I'm willing to always share whatever, I've learned and things that I've experienced. Mm-hmm. And I love this. And this is the main reason why this platform is here, because I really want to focus on our artists that are in our very backyard.
Exactly.
In our very backyard that has
some talent.
Yeah. And like I said, I feel like some of these indie artists are better some of the major artists that they got out here. You know what I'm saying?
Hello, Miss Lynda Starr.
Yeah, listen. We're gonna tag Neo and tell Neo to come through.
I need that.
We need that vibe. Like, we need that right now. So guys, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, listening to us jibber jabber, and the beautiful Miss Lynda Starr coming through and gracing us with her gems and all of her knowledge and all of her just wisdom and momentum that she has just for doing what she does best. Okay, so guys, listen. I mean, what we got going on?
All right, so tomorrow is Friday. As you guys know, each and every Friday, Couples of Karaoke, we have Club Crush on You. So we come in, we talk about dating, singleness, we play games, we have a little karaoke. And tomorrow is actually a fun episode because we have dating coach Juan. He was on before, so he's going to be on again tomorrow. I'll just give him little tips and stuff about how to date, how to talk to somebody. So if you have trouble with that, check in with Couples in Karaoke tomorrow.
We are here for it. We are here for it. And then don't forget, this Sunday we have the VMA. So of course, check out Genius page. We're gonna be doing some throwbacks to previous VMA moments. I have a couple that I'm trying to put up there. And then Monday is not only that we have our Music Mondays, we actually going to start, we have verses. We're going to start an hour early